Happy Tuesday, everybody.
You guys have a kink in my back and it's making me very grouchy.
And I still have a headache. It's Tuesday. We're just a bundle of joy today. A big bucket of joy. A bucket.
If you've come here for your joy, I don't know that we're going to be able to...
You may want to grab some coffee.
Exactly.
Because,
we got some gifts, a box of stuff from Pat Darby from Novel Books in Clarksburg, Maryland.
Pat!
He sent us all kinds of things from his store. He sent us these...
He has a bookstore.
These, like, thingamajiggies.
They're like hillbilly glassware.
Hillbilly glassware made from jars.
See?
And
they're like wine glasses from like ball jars. I said ball this early in the morning.
Okay, now I feel better.
Balls. Yeah.
We got these
tote bags
from Novel Books
in Maryland. And then it was so sweet. He sent this to my daughter because she's 10. And you know, 10-year-olds, they get into Diary of a Wimpy Kid. She got a keychain and a little hat. Isn't that sweet?
And then glasses.
You got to put them on.
He thought I would like
these.
these.
We need to talk to you.
They do seem very me. Oh my, wow, it like really lights up.
Woo! Look at her go!
So thank you, Pat, from Novel Books in Maryland. Very much appreciate.
If you're in the Maryland area, go support Pat.
Go support Pat in Clarksburg.
Yes, at Novel Books. Novel Books.
You guys, there was a ton of violence over the weekend because this is the left for you.
What'd you get?
We got all
sorts of stuff.
I think these are for you anyways. So
yeah, we got some hillbilly glassware. It's hillbilly.
Take those.
Hillbilly glassware.
How exciting.
I know,
right?
Do you know the poor decisions you can make with these two things?
Make some poor decisions.
Who do I thank for these?
Pat.
It's Pat
Darby from Novel Books
in
Pat,
Maryland.
You are sexy and beautiful.
Actually, I think it's a dude.
Pat, you are sexy and beautiful.
Is it a dude?
Yeah, it's a dude.
Yeah, it's a dude. But he's also sexy and beautiful.
According to Rob.
You know? And we don't know what gender
we don't know how
he's
we
assuming
identify
today.
It's true.
You know?
You never know.
You don't want to assume that.
You don't assume
You don't
those
want to
things.
assume any of that. Yeah.
Anyway, all kinds of violence over the weekend, as we were mentioning, because the left is out of control.
It's peaceful, Mops. Okay?
Mostly peaceful.
It's peaceful when they're going up to people and pushing stuff out of their hands
It's
when
fine.
they're eating and drinking. I don't see why that's...
Oh my God. So that story, this happened in Pittsburgh where the BLM people descended on this elderly white couple having a nice little meal outside at a restaurant table.
See why they should be able to enjoy a meal outside.
I
Why
mean,
should
right,
they be able to
because
do that on
how
Labor Day
dare they?
weekend? Why should they be able to do that just because they're elderly and white?
Well, so one of these, I saw today that the person that stole their beer and drank their beer right in front of them was a gender, what is it? A non-binary. Non-binary.
What does that mean again?
That means that they're nothing.
Every single time she says it, I have to ask her to tell me what the hell that means.
And then I have to remind her that gender is a spectrum, and males are over here and females are over here,
but
and non-binary is somewhere all over the place.
But it's not.
I know.
Because men have a penis and women have a vagina. I know it's early, everybody. And I know, sometimes science can be really owie this early in the morning, but that's what it is.
Well, exactly.
That's what it's not a spectrum.
Whatever that person is, doesn't
understand that, doesn't understand science,
just doesn't fit into either of those two categories.
But they do. If you pulled their pants down, you would find.
I mean, you know that, and I know that.
I mean, am I right?
This person doesn't know
pulled
that.
their pants down, if they went to the doctor and you put them on an examination table and you undress them,
they would fall.
They
into
would fall into one of two categories: male or female.
Right.
So this spectrum bull crap is it's just that. It's just...
Well, but that person claims now, this is my favorite part, claims that she was invited over to have a drink. And that's why she was screaming in those people's faces and stealing their beverage and downing it and then breaking glasses everywhere. She was invited, you guys.
Okay. All right.
I couldn't believe that when I saw that this morning.
Okay.
Also, an 8-year-old was shot. I can't remember if that was in Chicago or New York City. One of the two.
Just pick a city, right? Just pick a violent city.
51 shootings.
That's run by Democrats.
Yeah. I mean, 51 shootings. I don't even remember which of the cities the 51 shootings took place in. But it could be either or, right? Or both. Because this is how bad it's gotten.
Amy said, gendered stuff aside, I would have punched that person in the throat.
He was a big person, though, you guys.
You know, still, if you punch them right in the throat, doesn't matter how big they are.
But
they usually
old. They were like old people. They didn't have that.
Listen,
wherewithal.
We've got 85-year-olds that call us, and I feel like those people. Cause you just,
That's true.
It doesn't matter how old you are. When I'm 85, I hope I can still throat punch. You know what I'm saying? This is what we should all strive. If somebody comes up to you and starts drinking your beer and getting in your face, and they weren't invited, it calls for a throat punch.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to throat punch any. I can't throat punch people now. I don't think. Not somebody that size.
This is why you have me. This is why we're together.
It's true. It's true. Mm-hmm. I know she could throat punch, but then when you're 85, you got to watch your bones, man. You can't be throat punching people.
My fists are fine. My fists are fine. My hip may not be doing so well, but my fists are going to be fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Good morning, Montana.
You guys.
I bet it's beautiful in Montana right now.
Very, very excited. We're going to be playing some audio from Ric Grenell at the presser this past Friday, which was just so fire. Like, it was so just, he was on fire, you guys. Going after the press. It was amazing. We're going to be playing that on our regular radio show from 9 to 11 on WIBC.com. But we're also going to be recording a podcast with him.
Yeah, she's so excited about this.
She's
so fangirly with him.
I love
She's very, very
him.
Fangirly.
I totally am, you guys. Mm-hmm. Very excited. And he said yesterday that Zoom is going to work. So it'll be video.
Oh, good.
I know.
That's
really,
good.
really stoked that we'll get to see his happy little face and talk to him. That will come out tomorrow. Everything feels weird because it's been a holiday, and so like it feels like a Monday. Yeah, it's not. But today is Tuesday.
What did you guys do this weekend?
Did you guys do fun things?
Did you guys do fun things this weekend? I took my daughter to a community pool yesterday with their little gal pal because they had a slumber party the night before and everything. So I was doing mom stuff like for the past couple days. And when we went to the pool, we had to wear masks like into the pool. It's so dumb, for real. And then they had no chairs out. So why? I didn't know that was going to be the case. So when we got there, I had to lay on the cement.
Why?
On my towel, because coronavirus.
What do chairs have to do with coronavirus?
Well, because people can sit next to one another.
Can they not bleach them right after, or like just take a spray?
No, because you can't have chairs and coronavirus, you guys.
And they're in the direct sunlight. So this is insane.
So I thought to myself, there are going to be a gajillion people at the pool, right? Because it's Labor Day weekend. There was like nobody there. Okay?
Yeah, because nobody wants to put up with that.
Yeah,
crap.
And not only that, but the pool, like the water was frigid cold. So the girls, my daughter and her friend were just like, Ma, it's free, like it's so cold. And they're swimmers, but they dealt with it for like an hour and a half, but then they were like, we can't take it anymore. Like we can't. So I'm laying on the concrete there and there.
God.
Anytime we had to go to the concession stand or something, we had to wear masks. I was like, okay, we're going to go.
That doesn't sound fun
So
at
that
all.
was Labor Day pool-in for us yesterday. This is what the world's become. It's so dumb we're outside. Yeah, it was.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So chairs now. You can't have chairs.
Can't have chairs.
Now.
No.
Wow, that makes all kinds of sense.
Gotta lay on the concrete.
That makes all kinds of sense. Did you guys hear that one of the fires that was started out there in California was caused from a gender reveal?
Can you believe this?
Party thing?
It was one of them, but why do people do this?
Can we just not?
Can you just say, I'm having a girl?
Can you just say the words
You remember when I had my baby 10 years ago, and I didn't do this.
Oh my
garbage.
God, this is a pretty new phenomenon.
It's like, it's like a millennial thing, right?
I guess, although, there are some ranges of creativity that I feel like are appropriate. Letting off giant blue and pink smoke bombs in the middle of a drought.
Can we not?
Not appropriate.
But, even with the backyard things where they're I don't understand the whole gender reveal thing. Did they not know?
Well, sometimes I've seen it where the
sometimes
couples
they don't know. Like, the doctor will slip in. But how do they do, like, do they take it to like an event planner? They take this note to an event planner and they're like, we don't know, like create whatever color, like streamers you're going to create. And then we're going to show up at the party and everybody's going to be surprised together. I don't understand this. Just remember when things used to be intimate and you would share it as a couple And then you'd be like, oh.
I think it's just an excuse for people to have a party or like another get together.
But they have a
and
shower.
Maybe gifts. There's probably more gifts.
Yeah,
I don't know that for sure because I've never been to a gender reveal party.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's gifts.
Yeah, I would guess that there's probably more presents.
But you all remember when you just had a shower and that was it? Remember?
I mean, that's how it used to be. Did you guys hear my stomach? Can you hear that?
I heard.
Oh my God.
Oh, I heard it. Her stomach is growling, you guys.
It's so loud.
Her stomach is growling.
Oh my God, it's been so loud lately.
I can't believe it didn't shake your homes.
Seriously.
That's how loud.
There was almost an earthquake in here. So anyway, this couple may be held criminally and financially responsible for the fire putting out
all the debt in California.
There's like millions of dollars of costs for this, and this is why you don't do it. Now, my Zumba instructor just did a reveal yesterday.
Really?
She's pregnant, and all they did, like, it was super cute. Her and her husband each had a piece of bubble gum. Like one had she had a blue piece of bubble gum, and he had a pink piece of bubble gum, and they blew a bubble, and whoever bubble popped, and of course they figured out how to get it to pop, then whatever bubble was still there was the sex of the kid. And so she was the one with the blue bubble, and so his pink bubble popped, and so she was there with her giant big blue bubble, and everyone was like, oh my God, you're having a boy. I mean, that was cute, right? Because it didn't cause like millions of dollars worth of damage to a forest, first of all.
Yeah, they're saying that like their gifts are required. This is like a thing.
Required?
Yeah, and like doctors now are sending the thing to a vendor. Like, that's extra work for the doctor. Remember when doctors just doctored? And now they're like event planning.
In the world?
Now they're event planners.
They have to, so it's all like done through third party whatever?
Yeah, so the people don't know. I mean, my husband, I remember we went in for the ultrasound for my daughter, and he looked at the screen, he goes, it's a girl, isn't it? Because he could just tell. Because, you can tell.
But then how did you announce it? Because, I mean, that's like
Well, we just told people. We got out of there, and then like we sort of, like, I called my mother, and he called his mother, and then after we called our mothers, we called other people, because, this is what you do. You call the grandparents first, and then... I
remember sending like a big email to people that I didn't call, and then that was
right, and that was that, and then people knew, and then you like put, you may put it on social media or something like, oh, we're having a girl, and so, and it
was still super exciting to do that way.
But I mean, we didn't do like a gender reveal. I
can't believe there's presents required now.
Good Lord, everything is such a product. Everything is for the gram now. Everything is for the gram. Nothing is for yourselves anymore. I mean, I may be judging, but I'm judging. Sorry, it's.
Well, this couple, so they apparently in the article that I read about this, they were like, does the couple understand the gravity of what they've done? And the police people or the fire people were like, yeah, they do, they understand it. But I mean, still, if they're held responsible, can you imagine like having your gender reveal and then all of a sudden you're on the hook for millions of dollars that you're going to be paying for the rest of your life?
Yeah.
Because you decided to have some smoke bombs go off in blue and pink?
Yeah.
Maybe it's like, I mean, it's before you do these things.
It's bad enough that your kid's already in debt from the national debt,
I mean,
look at the debt clock. Your kid already like owes what, like $70,000 right now before he or she's even born. I mean, not to bring the house down.
Speaking of bringing the house down, so there is a woman in Tennessee who unfortunately passed away 6 months ago, and just now got a letter last week saying, we regret to inform you that you are COVID positive.
Oh, that's weird because she's
been
dead.
dead for 6 months.
So
this is absolutely.
I'm sure it doesn't. She's probably not upset about it.
She's not.
I don't think she's not mad. Upset. She doesn't have to quarantine because she's not here.
Now she'd been tested back in June, like June 20th. And so, wait a minute, because 3 months before her death, last week he received a letter telling him his deceased mom tested positive, a test she allegedly took in June 3 months after her death.
So she never took the test.
Nothing in this letter made sense.
Yeah, so it's kind of like all the people that have called us saying, I went to CVS, I went to Walgreens, I signed up to take the test because you have to sign in to take the COVID test or whatever. And then they were like, I don't want to wait in this ridiculous line. So they go home. And then lo and behold, like a couple days later, they'll get a note in their mail or a letter in their mail saying, you're COVID positive. Well, I didn't take the test.
You can just tell when I'm driving in my car. That's amazing.
It just followed me home. Yeah.
And this is amazing because this woman died in February from COPD. And that was 2 weeks before the first case of COVID had ever even happened in the United States. And so she obviously wasn't tested. None of this happened. But this is how accurate the test system is right now.
I don't trust any of this stuff, you guys. I don't trust any of the data.
Hey, you guys remember how Nancy Pelosi went and got her hair done at a salon, remember?
Yeah.
Turns out that in San Francisco also, gyms are open in government buildings.
Because government people are better than you guys.
If you work in government, you have access to a gym in your building that's fully operational.
But regular gyms, private-owned gyms,
you're out of luck.
Screw
Those are closed down.
We hope that you lose your butts. We hope that you lose your business and you're trying to figure out how to feed your families. You know.
What? Oh, you're like talking like the government.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, why are you saying that? That's mean.
I'm being the government right now.
You're being the government.
Because we don't care.
Yeah. That's exactly right.
But oh, by the way, you need to pay us because we are still going to get our salaries.
And get to go to the gym.
And we get to go to the gym and get our hair done.
It's so
and
unbelievably
then
hypocritical.
when you catch us, we're going to blame it on you and say that you set us up.
That's my favorite.
That's what we're gonna do, and then we're gonna say that you're awful, and we're gonna blame it on you. How dare you? How dare you catch me doing this? It's your fault.
I don't know how much longer people are gonna.
But people still there are still people who will defend that hag. They'll still defend her. They'll still be like, "Oh, Nancy Pelosi's great. She's praying for us." She's praying.
She is praying.
She prays for the president too. She's Catholic.
Yeah, she's super, super faithful.
She's really Catholic.
American Airlines has decided that they're going to allow their employees, to wear BLM pins on their little uniforms. What? And this is causing a lot of internal and external strife.
So they can't wear Blue Lives Matter.
That's the only political message that they're allowed.
They can't wear Trump 2020. They
can't. No, that's it.
They can't wear pro-life.
No.
So just the only one that they're allowing is BLM, which is really weird because it's like a Marxist organization.
Yeah, they don't see it that way, even despite all the backlash, because it's from their own internal employees too. Are like, my entire family are law enforcement, and this is a total personal affront to me. I cannot believe this is happening.
Yeah.
But what they said is, American Airlines believes in equity and inclusion for all, and our Black team members saw the Black Lives Matter pin being worn at other airlines and companies and asked if they could do the same. So in light of the appropriate attention to lives of Black Americans, we will allow team members who wish to wear a BLM pin to do so if they choose. Fundamentally, we believe BLM is an expression of equality, not a political statement.
Oh, that's weird.
You guys are out of touch, American Airlines, because it's a political statement.
It's a political statement, especially when one of the co-founders is like, "We are Marxist trained. We're Marxists." I mean, we can get the audio. Are they idiots? I mean, seriously, do these people not know how to YouTube? Like, just Google it. It's right there. She says, "Hi, we're Marxists. Hi."
Yeah. And here are all the things we want. We want to destroy the nuclear family.
I swear.
I mean, they're very open about what they believe. And this is why I will never, ever, ever again say Black Lives Matter, except to talk about it. But I'm happy to say Black lives are important because they are. They're absolutely every bit as important as any other life.
That's why I get irritated when I see teachers. I see teachers in my feed, like on Facebook, who I'm friends with, who will be like, "I'm all about BLM." Well, then you have no business teaching children because you're all about what, we saw this weekend, that behavior when people are walking up to old people, in the streets in not Philadelphia, but Pittsburgh. And they're going up drinking their beer and engaging in that sort of behavior. If you're okay with that kind of behavior, you have no business teaching children. You have no business being around kids. That's not okay.
It's not okay.
It's not okay.
And speaking of which, there's a high school assistant principal from Rochester who apparently was part of these protests not terribly long ago and recorded himself saying F the police, telling cops to their faces what a shitty ass job they were doing.
Oh, that's lovely.
And he's a 9th grade teacher, right? He's a 9th grade teacher and assistant principal.
And I love how he has his bio and he calls himself a child of God.
Wow.
Okay.
So he said that he was on a peaceful protest, and then he ended up having pepper spray and stuff sprayed at him, and so that is why he yelled at the cops. And this footage, I mean, he taped himself saying those things, right? And so it went viral over the weekend. The school district had to apologize on Twitter, saying, "Listen, we're just going to treat this as an internal thing."
Guy still has his job.
Yeah, I mean, he's saying these statements by our administrator have caused disruption within our school community. We apologize to our students, parents, and community that you had to hear this language from one of our employees. This will be addressed as a confidential personnel matter.
Okay. It's not confidential. He did it out loud.
He did, and he's saying horrible things about law enforcement, and then he's supposed to go back and just the parents of kids in that school are supposed to be fine with that.
It wasn't confidential. Everybody knows about it. We're talking about it. You know, fire the guy.
Oh my God!
What if a student would have done that? What if a student would have gone out there and done it? Don't you think a student would have like suffered some sort of consequence for that? I mean, I feel like they would have. If they would have like blared that all over social media or something, I think they would have suffered a consequence. So why wouldn't he? And like I said, these people, they have no business being around children. They're trying to be an example and teach children. You keep that crap to yourself. Do they not understand that this kind of rhetoric is hateful? This is when you say F the police,
that's hate speech in a sense. I mean, I'm not a believer of hate speech laws, but I mean, I don't know how much more hateful you get.
Well, if you're gonna have them, then it should be equal
opportunity.
Exactly.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
I mean, he added, they can F right off America, F the police, F Rochester's police department. I mean, he's very...
And not only that, but we pay that guy's salary. I mean, the people who live in that community pay that guy's salary, and he is teaching their children. So they get to decide, you know, that's their employee.
Now, amazingly, there was like a petition started for him to keep his job, and like 3,500 signatures.
It's unbelievable.
So there's plenty of parents at the school who are like, yeah, that's the kind of person I want teaching my kid.
Who are sheep.
And that is making me more worried again for the future of America, because that means the parents of those kids are raising their kids to also hate the police. Why are we doing this?
And hate America.
Yeah.
And to be little Marxists, to be little socialist creeps is what they're raising them to be. Because they have either that or they're just clueless. They have no idea what this organization is or what it stands for. They got their heads so far in the sand, they have no clue. They're just like, oh yeah, Black Lives Matter. Because they don't know how to think critically. They have no idea. They don't know how to use the Google machine, apparently. They don't know what this organization is. It's a Marxist movement. And I can't believe, I guess some of these upper middle class people, they just feel like this violence is never going to make it to their neighborhood. I guess it's okay if it happens in the cities. It's fine if it happens there. But then when it comes to their neighborhood, let's see who they call. Let's see how they feel about Black Lives Matter when this violence comes to their perfectly manicured neighborhood. And they're like, oh, crap. They're stealing my beer now.
Yeah, they're destroying stuff that belongs to me now.
They're destroying my perfect little subdivision. Oh, crap. What am I going to do? Well, I can't call law enforcement because I just crapped all over them. What am I going to do?
And if you ask any of them what they actually want, they can't answer that question with any specificity. All they want is to cause mayhem and destruction. That's their only goal. That's it. And it's amazing to me that like now you're hearing the stories about Proud Boys and like other super right-wing groups trying to face down the protesters. And to some degree, I understand it. But on the other hand, I'm like, can you just not? Because how about we just let them show what the left looks like? Let them cause all the mayhem and destruction before the election. I fail to see how this helps Joe Biden. But if we start tangling the right-wing people into the mix, how does this help anything?
Yeah.
It helps nothing.
I hear you.
Yeah. I mean, the city, if the city leaders aren't going to do their jobs, then screw the cities. I'm sorry to be that way, but like the people in those cities need to hold their leadership accountable.
Yeah, and they won't.
And that's the thing.
They won't.
Nothing is happening. I mean, thankfully now, at least some of these rioters are being charged with federal crimes, and so they're going to deal with federal consequences. But if the DAs in these cities refuse to prosecute anybody, all the same people just keep getting arrested night after night after night. You know who that demoralizes? The police that are doing the arresting. Because they're like, why the hell am I even bothering? Yeah. What is the point?
Yeah. And somebody said BLM is founded by George Soros. Well, you know, somebody's funding this crap. Because it's kind of like when we saw the Rand Paul incident. And he even said, he got on Fox and he was like, listen, somebody's got to follow the money. They need to find out, because these people who attacked me and my wife, they were like freshly dressed. They went and stayed in fancy hotels. Who's paying for this crap, right? I mean, these weren't people who lived in that city. They weren't people who lived in D.C. So who's paying for it? It's a great question. I can't believe that question hasn't been asked for months.
Herschel Walker just released a video saying that for sure, if you are coming from out of town to a city that you don't live in to riot, then absolutely you get charged with federal crimes.
You should be. Like,
and he's completely
right. And then figure out who's paying for these people. Because these are young people, right? Who are they? Where the hell are they coming from? And who is paying for them? Follow the money. Follow the money. Somebody's funding them. I mean, duh, get a clue.
Well, you know who's funding them? People kept, I don't know if they still are, but people were sending tons of money to BLM. I mean, they are well funded because they got so much support immediately after the George Floyd stuff, and everyone was like,
from
"Where's
celebrities
this money going?"
and all, and from people out, like just
they raised millions and millions and millions of dollars. So they're well funded because of the sheep who were like, "Yeah, Black Lives Matter," and then they sent them all this money, having no idea where it was going.
Yeah.
Now, hope you guys are happy because you just paid for a bunch of bricks and other crap to be thrown into windows
to destroy your own cities.
Good job.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just insane. Insane. We gotta go because it's already 8.
Yeah.
So
we gotta go. We have some crap to do. We're getting back to the swing of things. Update on the books. We're gonna be signing a bunch of those today and then getting some shipped out.
We're trying our best, you
Thanks
guys.
again to everybody for the book stuff, for ordering the books. We can't believe that those sold out so quickly.
Still some more over the weekend. Some more. You guys are ordering up your personalized paperbacks of Right for a Reason. We appreciate it. And if you are looking to get a personalized copy, just go to our website, chicksontheright.com. At the very top, there's a little linky thing that says get the book, and it'll tell you what you need to do to get it.
Yes, tune in 9 to 11 on WIBC.com because we will be there in like an hour.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye, guys. Have a wonderful day. Oh my gosh, that's right. We got a hug. What am I thinking? God, I'm out of practice. I'm out of practice. You guys, bring it in. Bring it in. Okay, I'm getting back into the swing of things. It's a long weekend. You guys have a great day. Bye. Bye.